Hi and welcome to this Key Learning Initiative video. Today's topic is HCF and LCM using Prime Factorizing, and we're going to be using a calculator as well. So make sure you've got your calculator, otherwise press pause, go get it. Also, please like and share, and if you haven't already, please do join my channel so that you can get more and more content. But let's get going with today's lesson. Calculator Prime Factorization. And this is the calculator. It's a Casio that we're going to be using. So please watch what I do. There are 4 steps and we're going to be using those. Step number 1. Type in the number you're working with. In other words, if you want to know the prime factorization of 250, you type in 250. Step 2. Press equals. At the bottom you can see that. So you type in your number 250, press equals. Step 3. Press the shift button. Top left hand side you can see the yellow circle on the Casio on the right. Step 4, press that. Now, for those people that know, that's the hours, minutes and seconds button. But what we're using is at the top left, the FACT, and that's for factorizing. Okay. Once we've pressed that button, we get our answer. Let's look at an example. Calculate the HCF and LCM of the following numbers using prime factorization. So, 600 and 126. Let's take out our calculator. So, we type in 600. We press equals, we press the shift button, and we press the fact button. And when you've done that, you should get 600 equals 2 to the power of 3 times 3 times 5 squared. So, next one, 126. Type in 126, press equals, press the shift and the FACT button. And if you do that, you should get 126 equals 2 times 3 squared times 7. Now let's look at how we use these prime factors. HCF. Now, for highest common factor, what we're working with is which are in both, and we start off with the bases, only the bases, not the exponents. So, the first one that's in both, or the first number that's in both, is or are our 2's. So it's 2 and then times. Now we look for the next number that's in both, and it's our 3's, and so we have 2 times 3. When you look at it, can you see if there's any other numbers that are in both the 600 and the 126? No, there aren't. It's only the 2 and the 3. Alright. Now we look at the exponents, and we've got a 2 cubed in the 600 and a 2 by itself, which is 2 to the power of 1. Now when we're doing HCF, the trick is to take the lowest exponent. So you've got 2 to the 3 and 2 to the 1. The lowest is 1, and so we just have 2 or 2 to the power of 1. Then times, and now we look at the exponents for the 3 as well. We've got a 3 to the power of 1 in the 600, and in the 126 we've got 3 squared. Again, which is the least of the exponents, 1 or 2? And the answer is 1, and so it is just 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. We do have in that example, so if you're not sure, don't panic yet. Now we look at the lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple. And when we're doing lowest common multiple, it's everything in both. So let's have a look. There's a 2, so we write 2. There's a 3, so it's times 3. There's a 5, so it's times 5. If we look in the next line, or 126, there's already a 2 there, there's already a 3, and the last thing is a 7, and so it's times 7. Can you see that we have every base represented there? A 2, a 3, a 5, and a 7. Now what we do, again, we look at our exponents. So for the 2, I have a 2 cubed and a 2 to the power of 1. And for lowest common multiple, we take the highest. So which is higher, 3 or 1? Hopefully you know it's 3. Let's look at our 3. Again, we've got a 3 squared and a 3 to the power of 1. We take the highest of those exponents, and so that's a 2. Next, we find the 5. Now the 5 only appears in one of the two numbers, and so we can just write down 5 squared. The 7. Can you see that it only happens in the 126? And so we can just write down 7 to the power of 1, or just 7. Now if you put that all into our calculator and press equals, we get 12,600. Most of the time you can just leave it as 2 to the 3 times 3 squared times 5 squared times 7. Alright, you don't need to change it to 12,600. Example 2. We have to find the HCF and LCM of 432 and 288. Again, we need to use our calculator to get our prime factors, and then use those to work out our HCF and LCM. So we put it in our calculator and we get it 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 3. Then we take our second number, 288, we put that in our calculator and we get 2 to the power of 5 times 3 to the power of 2. If you're not sure how to do it on your calculator, rewind a bit and just go through it. So, highest common factor. Remember, highest common factor is which appears in both. Okay, which are in both. Now, there's 2's are in both, so it's 2, and 3's are in both, so it's times 3. Now, remember, for highest common factor, we look at our exponents, and now we choose the lower one. So, hopefully you can see that 4 is lower than 5, or 4 is less than 5, and so it's 2 to the power of 4. Then we move to our 3, and we look at our exponents. Again, we have 3 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 2. The lowest exponents for my 3 is a 2, and so that is my highest common factor. 2 to the power of 4 times 3 squared. And that equals 144. Most of the time you don't have to work out 144. You can leave it in exponential form, or 2 to the 4 times 3 to the 2. Lowest common multiple. Now remember, for this one, everyone is invited. It has to have every single number in both of them, or every single base in both of them. So let's have a look. There's a 2, so we write down 2 times. There's a 3, and so we write down a 3. Now even in the second number, 288, there are no other prime factors. It's 2 and 3. Alright, so let's look at our exponents. So for my 2, I've got 4 and 5. 2 to the power of 4 and 2 to the power of 5. With our lowest common multiple, we take the higher one, and so that's 2 to the power of 5. Let's look at the 3. Again, we look at our exponents. It's 3 to the power of 3 and 3 squared. The higher one of the 2 is 3. Again, you can put that in your calculator and work it out if you want to. 864, or you could probably just leave it in exponential form. 2 to the power of 5 times 3 to the power of 3. So remember, for highest common factor, we write down all the bases that appear in both or all of the numbers. Once we've done that, we choose the smallest or the lowest exponent. For lowest common multiple, we write down every single base that happens, whether it's only in one of the numbers or in both. We write down every base. Then we look at the exponents and we choose the highest one. So thank you very much for watching this Key Learning Initiative video on HCF and LCM using Prime Factorizing. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share the video, and good luck. Using your calculator makes this much easier.